Now to a blog that has caught the attention of a lot of parents, right, Natalie?
That's right. Well, it was written by a mother of 5 who says she is the worst end-of-school-year mom ever. And apparently, it's a feeling shared by many moms and dads as our kids get ready for summer. We are limping across the finish line, folks. I tapped out somewhere in April, and at this point, it is a miracle my kids are still even going to school, confesses mom of 5, Jen Hatmaker. A sentiment that is resonating around the internet with moms who are also ready to shelve backpacks full of half-sharpened pencils and tattered notebooks. Her blog, which she calls Worst End of School Year Mom Ever, precisely describes that mommy fatigue that seems to strike just as the school year begins to wind down. For example, by the time her son Ben needed a colonial costume in May, she points out, please note my scarf hanging out of the bottom of his vest as well as the soccer socks stretched over his Adidas pants. Just whatever, man. And with 5 days left in the school year, she unapologetically says that for son Caleb's school poster, quote, we yanked trash out of our actual trash can, glued it to a poster, and called it a day. Yet taking it all in stride, Hatmaker is quick to point out that we were awesome back in October. Don't you forget that. Dutifully and enthusiastically checking homework and making lunches. And although the end of the year can become a challenge, when the school year starts up in August, moms are back on track.
Well, more than 3,000 people have already commented directly on Jen's blog, including one dad who said, my wife and I really needed this. So Jen Hatmaker is here. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So many people can relate. It's so funny. I don't know where you found the time to write this blog.
That's a good question.
So what made you want to write this?
You know, I think I speak for most of us as we sort of careen into May and into June. We all care about our kids. We all care about education. But honestly, somewhere around end of April, early May, we're kind of over it.
Yeah.
So it was just that fatigue of the onslaught of emails and parties and trips and end-of-year letters, and it's endless. And so I just said, we got to stop the madness.
The birthday party action, they all get crammed into the end of the year for all the summer birthdays.
That's right.
You've got a great story about your son, Ben, who needed a costume, right? And there's a certain point of the year where you don't know if you can drum up the energy to make it, right?
Honestly.
What did you do?
To be fair, in our house, my husband is the costume parent. That's the division of labor we agreed on. And so he was out of town, so I already knew this was going to be a disaster. And this was the day before. I need to be Ben Franklin tomorrow. And then we just went, you know what? We're just going to piecemeal this together and hope that we lose the image one day.
Well, there it is. Great job. So how did you pull that together?
I honestly wish that I could unsee that picture. I wish I could erase this from his childhood memory. Yeah, that's my scarf. And it's a fancy lace scarf. And those are his soccer socks and Adidas pants, and honestly, that's the best I can do.
In all seriousness, do you think that schools require more of parents these days? Because I don't remember all these things like thank you cards to the teachers and all this stuff when we were kids.
I totally agree. This isn't a scientific sampling, but I know I don't remember my mom being in my classroom ever.
Yeah.
And I've asked her this, Mom, did you do this? I don't remember you stressing out over school. And she said, absolutely not. If I would have brought my mom a project in 6th grade, she would have told me, I've already been in 6th grade.
Yeah,
you know, this is on you.
Exactly. It's your turn.
Good luck.
It's your turn to be in 6th grade.
Seriously, good luck, kid.
When my parents were in the classroom, if something had gone wrong. That was a bad thing.
That's right.
If your parents were in the class.
Exactly right.
You talk about cutting a deal with teachers. What do you mean?
Bless the teacher's heart. This is not anti-teachers. I am for teachers. We're all tired. And so my feeling is we have worked our fingers to the bone to get past standardized testing in April, which the teachers have to work so hard to get our kids ready. So my feeling is after April, we're done, everybody.
Yeah.
You're done, teachers. We don't care what you do. If you want to take recess all day long, we're cool.
Before I let you go, I love what your husband said. He, quote, you don't have to do all that. Just blow it off.
Isn't that cute?
How'd that go over?
Isn't that precious? Yeah, I'd like to live in that world a little bit. Bless his heart.
Well, Jen Hatmaker, you gave us a laugh and some great perspective this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And a shout out to Gavin, Sydney, Caleb, Ben, and Remy.
Thank you.
Yes. 5 kids. Yes. It's a handful.